What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome to the final episode of Fossil Fighters Champions. Last time, we went over the bonus data, and this time, we are going to be finishing up the last of everything there is to do in Fossil Fighters Champions, starting with talking to the helicopter attendant, because we need to head over to Zanga's castle. And I know I've said this before, but I need to reiterate, how is this here? One of the biggest plot points of the main story is that once you have defeated Zanga, his skull explodes and his castle crumbles because his magic is gone. So how did they remake his castle? How is it floating here? A lot of things about this just don't make sense. But we just need to talk to this staff member. Fire, toil and stress. Welcome home, my honored guest. Welcome to Zanga's castle. Dun dun dun. It is a lair of darkness and pain, a lair of unbelievable horror. And for only 3,000 gold, you can experience the bone-chilling thrill of battling Zanga himself. Oh, and you get some special vivosaurs if you win or something, I think. I mean, whoop. Now, do you dare challenge the great and powerful Zanga? Yes, we do. So, here's your receipt, your change, and we're done. Now then, foolish mortal, now bear witness to the true horror of Zanga. Fallen dragons from a bygone era, your master, the mighty sorcerer, compels you. Let your dark bones be cloaked once more in flesh of hate. Rise now! Rise! Alright, getting into this fight with Zanga once again. We actually outspeed a team for once. But this is actually a revamped version of the Zanga fight. For one, we don't have to do the previous fight, which is very nice. And two, this is actually a harder fight because all of them are ranked 20, which means these two Z-Rexes have their full support effects, which is terrifying. As you can see, my attack zone Vivosaur Zephyr has minus 175% to its defense, minus 125% to its accuracy, and minus 155% to its speed, which makes your attack zone Vivosaur pretty useless in this fight. But because we have done this fight basically 3 times now, this being the 3rd time, I think what I actually want to do with this fight is talk about the zombie swords, because as the staff member put it, for winning this fight, you get a very special type of Vivosaur. And it's obviously the zombie swords that she was talking about. So, I want to talk about all the zombie swords together first before getting into specifics, because they all have a lot in common. Like the fact that all of them, except for Zanga, are variations on other Vivosaurs. Think the Z-Rex is the T-Rex, the Z-Tricera is the Tricera, and so on and so forth. It's very similar to how the bony swords actually were. The other things they have going for them that are all the same is their amazing support effects. Again, with one exception being Zanga himself. But the one thing that all zombie swords have going for them is actually that they are immune to sleep, scare, and infection. And that does include Zanga this time. But going off of all of the zombie swords, I actually want to narrow it down to 3 zombie swords, being the Z-Tricera, Z-Elasmo, and Z-Terra. And the reason I'm singling these 3 out is actually because they're almost interchangeable from each other. They all have almost the exact same support effects as each other, while losing all of their skill effects and their special skills, things like Parting Blow. And that's really all they have going for them. They're pure attacking Vivosaurs with really good support effects. So, going to Z-Tricera first, it has Inflame as its 4th skill, which is very nice. And it has the highest attack stat of any Tricera variant, actually, which is also a very good thing for it. And its support effects are minus 77%, like all of the Zombiesaurs. And the Tricera is missing the speed stat that it lowers, which is actually my favorite variation of the support effect of any of the Zombiesaurs, since I much prefer lowering attack, defense, and accuracy over speed. But next up is the Elasmo, and instead of Inflamed, the Elasmo has Power Scale. It also has very comparable stats to the regular Elasmo, which means that it is basically as good as a regular Elasmo. The only downsides it has are that its LP are much lower than Elasmo, and it can't super evolve like Elasmo can. The Elasmo also has the really good support effects of minus 77, except it is missing accuracy instead of speed. And the last up of this trio is the Z-Terra, and the Z-Terra is honestly so bad. It is the weakest version of the Terra, and it only has Super Quicken as its force skill, which honestly is one of the weaker force skills it could have, because it only raises speed. It also probably has my least favorite of the support effects, since it also has the minus 77, except it misses defense, just making your opponents harder to take out overall. But now that we are done talking about those three Zombiesaurs, we can get to the two really good ones. Starting with the Z-Rex. And this is a T-Rex variant that is amazing in any position, which is hard to say about any other T-Rex variant. In the attack zone, it has an attack stat of 85, which is actually 90, because it has the gold fossil rock on it. It keeps its skill that attacks both the attack zone and support zone of your opponent. And it has Law of the Jungle, basically allowing it to live longer if you needed to. The other things it has going for it are in the support zone. It has the minus 77 support effects like the other Zombiesaurs, except it is missing attack. But since it lowers accuracy by so much, your opponent's attack zone Vivosaur isn't really going to be hitting you all that often, which is great because it just makes it easier for your Z-Rex to live longer. And if it doesn't live longer and is taken out early because it's a close-range Vivosaur, it has the Resurrect skill, which may be the single most broken skill in the game, because it allows the Z-Rex, after 3 turns of being dead, to just live again. It revives itself and can just keep doing that over and over and over again if you don't lose the battle, which is an amazing skill to have for a Vivosaur that focuses on longevity and damage. But the last, and certainly not least, is Zanga himself. This thing is a monster, and it perfectly embodies Zanga's character in Vivosaur form. Zanga is a king that literally only cares about himself. Basically, he's very selfish and doesn't care about anything if it doesn't benefit him in some way or some form. And all of his skills represent this, or all of his attributes represent this. He has the best stats out of all of the Zombiesaurs, literally being the only Zombiesaur with more than 300 LP. So he can take a hit, he can really deal out damage, and it's basically like he stole stats from the other Zombiesaurs to make himself even stronger. He also keeps all of the skill effects for himself instead of giving them to the other Zombiesaurs to use. So basically, he is the only Zombiesaur besides the Z-Rex that has skill effects that he can use and is not strictly damage-based. He can do stuff like inflict random effects with no limit, which is insane to think about, by the way. he can attack both the attack zone and the support zone of your opponent, kind of like the Z-Rex. And he has Law of the Jungle, which means if he is damaged to the point where he is scared of dying, he can steal LP from his allies, or his subordinates basically, to live longer. He is also the only zombie sword with a special skill being FP Absorb. Basically, whenever he gets hit, he gets a benefit for being attacked, which again is just a great skill for him and shows how self-centered he is. He's like, oh, you hit me? Well, I guess I'm just going to gain FP from this. And the last thing that really shows how selfish he is that he literally hurts his own team if he is in the support zone, because he has support effects that lowers his own attack zone Vivosaur's stats by 77% on each of the stats. Basically saying he cares about nothing unless it is him, which I think just embodies his personality to a perfect T. But with all of that being said, that is the last Z-Rex taken out, and we have won this battle. And for winning, we get 60 points. Even my final spell failed? Impossible! Some pathetic, fueling child won the hearts of these ancient creatures? Is that what makes a fossil fighter? I don't understand. I don't understand any of this. You have defeated the mighty Zanga Zanga! Woo! And we have a lovely prize package for you! I hope you enjoy it. We get the Z-Rex, the Z-Tricera, the Z-Terra, the Z-Elasmo, and Zanga Zanga himself. So, we're all out of prizes, but if you want to challenge him again, you just need 3,000 gold. Try again if you dare. And that wraps up the final side quest of Fossil Fighters Champions, including all DLC, all post-game, everything. So I think we just need to head back to the main island because there is only one thing left for us to do. And that is cleaning the final Vivosaur fossil rock that we have. If we go into my fossil case, or into my Dino Metal case, you can see, if we scroll through this, we have every single Vivosaur in the game, including all rare Vivosaurs, all side quest exclusive Vivosaurs, all legendaries, all bonus data Vivosaurs, literally every single one, except for one. If we go back to the first screen, you can see here, it goes straight from 5 to 7, so we are missing number 6. And if we go to my Dino Metal case, we have one single new fossil rock that we have here. So let's go ahead and clean this real quick. And as you can see, it is just the head fossil rock. And because this is the final fossil rock, I think we're just going to use a buster point and get this done very quickly. As you can see, that buster point gets it completed almost instantly. And we can just quit out and get a success. Analysis, Simo head, 72 points. Boop. This fossil has not yet been revived. Beep, beep, boop. Commence revival. And the final Vivosaur we had yet to clean is a Simo, which I thought was fitting for the final one, since the post-game showed a lot of Rosie, and this is Rosie's signature Vivosaur. Plus, it's one of the rarer ones, and became much easier to find using the Dusty Dunes bonus data dig site that we got last episode. But excellent, the Simo revival was successful. Beep. And with reviving the Simo, if we quit out of here, see you is it again, chug chug, we get collection complete. Congratulations, you have revived every Vivosaur. And for doing that, we get the Completionist Mask, as well as the 3D Character Series icon set. So let's go ahead and go look at those new icons we just got. And these icons are all from different cutscenes throughout the game, actually. You can see we have the Joe Wild West from whenever he was talking. This is actually Zanga Zanga, but whenever he was talking on the Mammoth screen at the very beginning, saying he was giving up the island. This is Todd from whenever we were being chased by the Allosaur. This is Pauline whenever we first saw her without her mask. We have Don Boneyard also from the Mammoth screen. These are all just really cool to get for completing all of the Vivosaurs because it just shows a bunch of different moments from the game, from throughout the story of the game. And I just really like getting this icon set every time I play this game because it's just a nice reminder of the story we just went through. But with that, that is everything there is in Fossil Fighters Champions. So I think we're going to end this here. I hope that everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we actually have a little bit more to do in a bonus episode. But until then, happy adventuring.